Okay, let's just jump right into this. Welcome, everybody, to this explainer. Today, we're tackling something that trips up pretty much every single adult learning a new language: pronunciation. Specifically, we're going to take the notoriously intimidating English letter I and transform it into a super easy to remember, highly structured framework. If you have ever stared at an English word and second-guessed how to actually pronounce that little vertical line with the dot on top, well, you are in the exact right place. We are going to make this crystal clear. So first things first, let's address the elephant in the room. Why is the letter I in English so incredibly frustrating to read? Just think about it for a second. When you're reading in a language like Vietnamese, the letter I is delightfully reliable, right? It makes one consistent sound every single time. It's totally safe. But English phonetic rules, yeah, they operate a little differently. Sometimes the I is short, sometimes it's really long, and sometimes it sounds like a completely different letter altogether. That unpredictability is exactly what makes so many of us feel totally stuck. But here's the secret. It's not actually chaos at all.
There's actually a very logical pattern hidden in there. So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to uncover the mystery of the I, run through the 5 core rules, break down method 1 for the short I, and then tackle method 2, which is I plus a consonant plus E. And finally, we'll practice and lock it all into memory.
All right, section 1, the mystery of the letter I in understanding the core challenge here.
You know, the absolute biggest trap when learning English pronunciation is just carrying over assumptions from your native language. And the crucial takeaway here is this. The English I changes its sound completely based on its surrounding letters. You simply cannot treat it like the highly consistent Vietnamese I. It's basically a shapeshifter. And what dictates its shape? The letter is standing immediately to its left and right. Once you realize the I literally never works alone, the whole mystery just starts to unravel.
Which brings us right to section 2, our 5 core rules. Think of this as your masterclass blueprint. Because hey, this isn't just an endless guessing game. There is a complete, totally reassuring framework that strips away all that pronunciation anxiety. There are exactly 5 distinct structured ways to conquer this vow. No more, no less. Just 5 golden rules that will unlock almost every single I you're ever going to encounter in everyday English. Let's just do a really quick rundown of these 5 paths so they kind of stick in your working memory. Step 1 is the short I. Step 2 shifts to an I sound. Step 3 also makes an I sound, but specifically when you see the letters IGH together. Step 4 is super fascinating. It makes an OR sound when the I is parked right next to an R. And step 5 is the long I, where you really stretch it out. Now today, we're going to zero in and focus intensely on mastering just those first 2 to get you started on really solid ground.
So, moving to section 3, method 1, the short I and mastering that foundation.
I want you to think of me as your personal vocal coach right now. We're going to build your physical mechanics. Making the short I really just requires 3 simple things. Keep your mouth relaxed. Make it a quick, short duration, and absolutely do not stretch the sound out. Honestly, for our Vietnamese speakers, this is going to feel incredibly familiar. It's really similar to that quick, bouncy I you already use every day. So to clearly define what a short I actually demands from your mouth and your vocal cords, it's a sound made with a totally relaxed mouth. It has to be kept short, it has to be crisp, and it must never be dragged out. You literally just hit the sound and bounce immediately to the next consonant. Let's actually hear this in action. Pay close attention to the pacing of these example words. Notice how incredibly short and crisp they are. Sit. Big. Fish. Milk. 6. Notice how I'm not lingering on that vowel at all. I'm not saying seat or big. It's just a quick little bounce. Sit. Big. Fish. Milk. 6. That quick bounce is the absolute hallmark of the short I. All right, let's level up. Section 4, method 2, I plus a consonant plus E. This is what I like to call the mathematical approach. If you happen to be a logical learner, you are going to absolutely love this, because sometimes English spelling really does act like an algebra equation. Take an I, add exactly 1 consonant, and then an ending E. In this very specific setup, that ending E acts as a powerful modifier. It's almost like a magic wand that reaches back right over that consonant and totally transforms the I. Instead of that short, crisp sound we literally just practiced, it magically changes into an I sound. So here is your golden memory tip to take away from this. When an I meets an ending E, it changes to an I sound. That ending E is the trigger. And here's the crazy part. The E itself is completely silent. You don't pronounce it at all. Its one and only job in the entire word is to sit there and tell you how to pronounce the I. Let's hear the sheer difference this equation makes. I'm going to stretch the sound just slightly to really emphasize that vowel shift. Bike, like, time, 5, white. You can clearly hear that I sound right in the middle of all those, right? It proves you absolutely cannot read these with a short I. If you did, bike would suddenly sound like bick, and time would become Tim. That silent E at the end changes the whole shebang.
Okay, section 5. Time to practice and memorize to really solidify this knowledge. Let's do a quick interactive exercise here. I want you to read this sentence out loud with me, right? Wherever you're sitting, and apply that method to math rule we just learned. Ready? I like my bike. Notice the words like and bike. Both of them have an I, a single consonant, and that magic ending E. So both of them take the stretched I sound. I like my bike. See? You've totally got this.
To really cement this in your brain, let's put these two head-to-head to prevent any future mix-ups. Look at method 1, the short I. The sound is a crisp I. There is absolutely no ending E, and our examples are sit, big, fish. Contrast that with method 2, where the sound stretches into an I. It relies entirely on that silent ending E, giving us words like bike, like, time. Seeing the pattern lined up side by side like this, it literally takes all the guesswork out of the equation.
Let's do one final rapid-fire practice round for method 1, just to lock in that contrast. Say it out loud with me, nice and crisp, 6 big fish. Perfect. There are no silent E's anywhere in sight, so we keep those vowels short, relaxed, and super bouncy.
So, look at that. You now have 2 incredibly powerful tools in your pronunciation toolkit that are going to help you read hundreds, maybe even thousands of English words perfectly on the very first try. But as we saw in our master blueprint earlier, we still have 3 more rules waiting for us. So, what does this all mean for you? Well, now that you've confidently mastered the short I and the magic of the silent E, are you ready to conquer the tricky silent GH and the R-controlled I next? Keep practicing these foundations, start hunting for those silent E's everywhere you read today, and we will see you in the next explainer to unlock the rest of that blueprint. Keep learning!